it, a false allegation is not as bad as being raped. We live in a world where men tell us constantly that false allegations ruin their lives, which
Actually, madam, a false allegation has been factually proven to be worse than rape. So much worse, actually. And the reason why is because when a woman is raped, medically speaking, the majority of the damage is mental. And the majority of harm, that is. Like, she can recover. Like, she can. A false allegation, on the other hand, especially if the man is being declared guilty till proven innocent, he can lose all his money, he can lose his entire reputation, he can lose his job, he can lose his career, he can lose literally everything. And if you look at the current male suicide rates, he can also lose his life, like he can. So the big question I want to ask you, madam, is how many people have to die in order for your vendetta against all things men to be satisfied? Like, clearly you have a number because the male suicide rate has clearly shown that people are dying because of what you are promoting. They are.
the majority of people who are accused of SA never face any repercussions for that accusation, and that includes people who did it. We do not live in a world where false allegations cause irreparable harm to a man's reputation. We live in a world where Donald Trump is president, Clarence Thomas and Brett Kavanaugh are both sitting Supreme Court justices, and Pete Hegseth is a member of Donald Trump's cabinet.
Okay, madam. I already went over all those cases you were talking about. And yeah, the people you were mentioning were accused of what you were talking about. But from my understanding, it did not hold in court due to lack of evidence. Yeah, and yeah, do I admit that, like, hey, a woman came forward and said she had a semen stain from, I guess, Donald Trump on one of her clothing? Yeah, I'll admit to that. However, that alone is not a rape kit test. All that does is prove that sexual intercourse took place. And that's literally it. There's a difference between sexual intercourse and rape, madam, and that's clearly something you clearly do not know the difference of.
Have been accused of SA. We live in a world where Brock Turner was given only a 6-month sentence because the judge thought he had a bright future ahead of him. We live in a world that was built to cater to sexual predators, not to the victims or to why so many men believe that they've been falsely accused is because they just don't understand consent. There is
Let me see. Definition for legal consent. If the individual is of legal age, they are completely sober, and they did not articulate the word no at the time, then by law, that individual gave legal consent, and under no circumstances is that individual permitted to take it back for reasons like, oh, I don't know, like, I want to make a quick buck. Glad we had this conversation.
of men who believe that coercion is not grape. Coercion is grape, and no, she didn't falsely accuse you, you graped her. Having sex with somebody while they are drunk and you are sober is grape. I don't care how much that drunk person was begging you to sleep with them, you as the sober person
Okay. Fair point, man. Fair point. But answer me this, madam. What if both of you were drunk and sexual intercourse took place? Will you agree that that will completely nullify any real allegations of sexual assault made by the woman if both of you were in fact drunk at the time of sexual intercourse? Something to think about.
Ability to not sleep with a drunk person. And some of you guys need to look up the definition of drunk. If she is over the legal limit to drive, do not have sex with her. So a lot of these men that you hear about who
Or, madam, you could place actually practice the exact same expectation you're placing on so many men, which is practice responsible drinking instead of being 100, instead of admitting to the entire planet that you're 100% reliant on men to monitor your own drinking problems when you're drinking at the club. Hence the reason why, or one of the many reasons why nightclubs are going out of business. Because it's not a man's responsibility to babysit your own personal alcohol consumption while you're partying at the club. It really is not.
falsely accuse just don't understand what consent truly looks like and how to navigate a situation that might not be as black and white. If you don't want to be accused of rape, then you need to educate yourself on what consent truly looks like.
Like I said, definition for legal consent. If the individual is of legal age, they are completely sober, they are, and let me backtrack. Like I said, definition for legal consent. If the individual is of legal age, that person is completely sober, and that individual did not articulate the word no at the time when sexual intercourse was made, then guess what? By law, that individual, including this woman, gave legal consent. Under no circumstances is that individual allowed to take it back. Once again,